投票日、11月3日の投票日からようやく4日目にして、はっきりと結論が出たようです。現在、次期副総理大臣となる初の女性副総理大臣となるカマラ・ハリスさんの演説が始まっています。確か47代目になるんですが、女性で初めて、しかも黒人系、それからアメリカン・インディアンの血を継いだ、女性としては初めてになります。ただまだこの時点でもある州は、開票を終わっていないのですが、もうほぼ当選確実ということで、正式な発表がありました。アメリカ時間、カリフォルニアの時間の5時からです。ただ、トランプ大統領は、本日はゴルフをした後、まだこの結果を認めていないというツイートをしているようです。カマラ・ハリスさんは次期大統領になるジョー・バイデンさんのことに関して、その人柄などのことを今説明しています。また、ロサンゼルスダウンタウンやワシントン DC、ホワイトハウス前では、彼らを称えるプロテスタントが、車の警笛を鳴らしたりとかして、セレブレーション、祝っているようです。みんな4年前にトランプ大統領になってからがっくりしているというような人たちの声をたくさん聞きました。実は私もそんな一人で、メディアにしてもトランプ大統領がツイッターする後に一体何をツイートしたのか、どんなことをまたやらかしたのかというようなことが今後新しい大統領にならなくなるんじゃないかなということでした。とにかく、変わった大統領ではあったけども、演説をしても何をしてもプロフェッショナルという感じがしませんでした。ただ、このジョー・バイデンにしてもカマラ・ハリスにしても話を聞いているととっても安心して聞ける。ディベートにしてもとにかくプロ的な対応で、ディベートされていました。まず、なんといっても人をけなさない。なんか、聞いてるだけで気分が嫌にならないということでしょうか。とにかくこれからは、この国を良き国にして、また、クライメットチェンジ、天候の変化などにも注意をしていくという内容です。アメリカを安全な国にしようと言っています。次期大統領に選ばれたジョー・バイデンさんを紹介して、今から登場してくるという劇的な感動のモーメントです。 今回の彼らのキャンペーンで一番特色変わったことは、やはり、キャンペーンの大衆がみんな車で、やってきて、車の警笛を鳴らすというような応援の仕方をしていると、新しい、キャンペーンのやり方がこのコロナウイルス禍で始まったということです。おなじみの My Fellow Americans、国民の皆さんという言葉から始まってます。友人の知事とか他の政治家、それから親戚の人たちもこの中に混じってるよねっていうような話をしてます。やっとはっきりとした、勝利をここに宣言できるということで、最初にジョー・バイデンが話をしたときには Be patient、まだメールでの投票がまだあるので、しばらくはじっと我慢して、勝ち負けはまだ決まらないと言ってました。それから、このジョー・バイデンですが、今まで歴代の大統領の中で一番高齢の大統領となります。8年間ということは80歳を超えるので、2期続けられるかどうかというところも注目ではないでしょうか。アメリカを2つに分断するのではなく、デモクラットとかリパブリック、一つにしようということをテーマにしているようです。I sought this office to restore the soul of America, to rebuild the backbone of this nation, the middle class, and to make America respected around the world again. And to unite us here at home. It's the honor of my lifetime that so many millions of Americans have voted for that vision. And now the work of making that vision is real. It's a task.ではちょっと休憩でジョー・バイデンさんの話を聞いてみたいと思います。
Jill's a mom, a military mom, an educator. She has dedicated her life to education. But teaching isn't just what she does, it's who she is. For American educators, this is a great day for y'all. You're going to have one of your own in the White House. And Jill's going to make a great first lady. I'm so proud of her. The honor of serving the fantastic Vice President you just heard from, Kamala Harris. Who makes history as the first woman, first black woman, the first woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country. Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States. It's long overdue. And we're reminded tonight of those who fought so hard for so many years to make this happen. But once again, America's bent the arc of the moral universe more toward justice. Kamala, Doug, like it or not, your family, you become an honorary Biden. There's no way out. volunteered and worked the polls in the middle of this pandemic. Local elected officials, you deserve a special thanks from the entire nation. And my campaign team and all the volunteers, and all who gave so much of themselves to make this moment possible, I owe you. I owe you. I owe you everything. And all those who supported us, I'm proud of the campaign we built and ran. I'm proud of the coalition we put together. The broadest and most diverse coalition in history. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, progressives, moderates, conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural, gay, straight, transgender, white, Latino, Asian, Native American. I mean it, especially those moments, and especially those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb. The African American community stood up again for me. We always had our back, and I have yours. I said at the outset, I wanted to represent this campaign to represent and look like America. We've done that. Now that's what the administration will look like and act like. For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself. But now, let's give each other a chance. It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They're Americans. The Bible tells us, to everything there is a season, a time to build, a time to reap, and a time to sow, and a time to heal. This is the time to heal in America. Now this campaign is over. What is the will of the people? What is our mandate? I believe it's this. Americans have called upon us to marshal the forces of decency, the forces of fairness, to marshal the forces of science, and the forces of hope in the great battles of our time. The battle to control the virus, the battle to build prosperity, the battle to secure your family's health care, the battle to achieve racial justice and root out systemic racism in this country. And the battle to save our planet by getting climate under control. The battle to restore decency, defend democracy, and give everybody in this country a fair shot. That's all they're asking for, a fair shot. Folks, our work begins with getting COVID under control. We cannot repair the economy, restore our vitality, or relish life's most precious moments, hugging our grandchildren, our children, our birthdays, weddings, graduations, all the moments that matter most to us until we get it under control. On Monday, I will name a group of leading scientists and experts as transition advisors to help take the Biden-Harris COVID plan and convert it into an action blueprint that will start on January the 20th, 2021. That plan will be built on bedrock science. It will be constructed out of compassion, empathy, and concern. I will spare no effort, none, or any commitment to turn around this pandemic. Folks, but I will govern as an American president. I'll work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as those who did. Let this grim era of demonization in America begin to end here and now. The refusal of Democrats and Republicans to cooperate with one another It's not some mysterious force beyond our control. It's a decision, a choice we make. And if we can decide not to cooperate, then we can decide to cooperate. And I believe that this is part of the mandate given to us from the American people. They want us to cooperate in their interests. And that's the choice I'll make. And I'll call on Congress, Democrats and Republicans alike, to make that choice with me. The American story is about slow yet steadily widening the opportunities in America. And make no mistake, too many dreams have been deferred for too long. We must make the promise of the country real for everybody, no matter their race, their ethnicity, their faith, their identity, or their disability. Folks, America has always been shaped by inflection points, by moments in time where we've made hard decisions about who we are and what we want to be. Lincoln in 1860, coming to save the Union. FDR in 1932, promising a beleaguered country a new deal. JFK in 1960, pledging a new frontier. And 12 years ago, when Barack Obama made history, he told us, yes, we can. We stand at an inflection point. We have an opportunity to defeat despair, to build a nation of prosperity and purpose. We can do it. I know we can. I've long talked about the battle for the soul of America. We must restore the soul of America. Our nation is shaped by the constant battle between our better angels and our darkest impulses. And what presidents say in this battle matters. It's time for our better angels to prevail. Tonight, the whole world is watching America. And I believe at our best, America is a beacon for the globe. We will lead not only by the example of our power, but by the power of our example. I've always believed, many of you heard me say it, I've always believed we can define America in one word: possibilities. That, in America, everyone should be given an opportunity to go as far as their dreams and God-given ability will take them. You see, I believe in the possibilities of this country. We're always looking ahead to an America that's freer and more just, ahead to an America that creates jobs with dignity and respect, ahead of America that cures diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's, ahead to an America that never leaves anyone behind, ahead of America that never gives up, never gives in. This is a great nation. It's always been a bad bet to bet against America. We're good people. This is the United States of America. And there's never been anything we've been not able to do when we've done it together. Folks, in the last days of the campaign, I began thinking about a hymn that means a lot to me and my family, particularly my deceased son, Bo. It captures the faith that sustains me, which I believe sustains America. And I hope it can provide some comfort and solace to 230,000 Americans who've lost a loved one to this terrible virus this year. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. Hopefully this then gives you solace as well. It goes like this. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, and make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand. And now together, on eagle's wings, we embark on the work that God and history have called upon us to do, with full hearts and steady hands, with faith in America and in each other, with love of country, a thirst for justice. Let us be the nation that we know we can be, a nation united, a nation strengthened, a nation healed. The United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, there's never never been anything we've tried we've not been able to do. So remember, our grandpa said when I walked out of his home when I was a kid up in Scranton, he said, Joey, keep the faith. And our grandmother, when she was alive, she yelled, no, Joey, spread it. Spread the faith. God love you all. May God bless America, and may God protect our truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And the crowd there in Wilmington, Delaware, going crazy after two energetic and encouraging speeches by President-elect Joe Biden and President-elect Kamala Harris. Biden saying serving as president will be the honor of his lifetime, that it is time to heal in America. And for those who didn't vote for him, he understands what it's like to lose, but he wants everyone to know he doesn't see red states and blue states. He sees the United States.
And you see Jill Biden coming out now to share the stage with the president-elect. She is an English professor, a doctor, English professor, and apparently plans to continue teaching when she gets into the White House. And that will be a first for a first lady here in this country. You can see them waving to the crowd here. Mr. Biden talking about how the people have spoken. There was a clear victory. He is portraying himself as the unifying president. He is calling for the country now to lower the rhetoric, come together, a time to heal as one nation.
And there you see part of his family there cheering. Of course, they're all wearing masks, and probably we'll see Kamala and her husband, Kamala Harris, walk on the stage. She says that the Bidens have taken them in as family members, and we are going to turn now to what's happening in West Hollywood here locally. Sky 5 is up overhead with Colton Van Perths. And are things still peaceful and exciting out there, Colton?
Very peaceful, very exciting here in West Hollywood. That celebration in Delaware is also happening here in LA. You can see the large crowd here on the eastbound side of Santa Monica Boulevard, here right about Robertson Boulevard. This crowd has been out. Sun went down there. Was going between them, cheering along as well. As soon as the president-elect came up to speak, they all gathered here in front of this restaurant to watch that, and you can just see the party going on here in the street on Santa Monica Boulevard. We're going to keep an eye on this as well as the other celebrations here in LA from above. I'm Colton Van Perth's going to send it back down to you.
All right, Colton, we appreciate that. This type of scene, of course, playing out all around the country right now. We're going to stay here. We've got much more coming up on the KTLA 5 News at 6. That's next.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can take you to deep depressive lows, or give you unusually high energy, even when depressed. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1? Ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Full-spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. High cholesterol and weight gain, high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, may occur. Movement dysfunction, sleepiness, and stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
Go on, humans. Put yourselves through all that pain. While surrounding us, put knives. Watch your blue light lanterns. Blast those ears. Look at this one. He's trying to pick up the mail. Oh, silly.
はい、ということで、大統領の生中継終わりましたので、これで一旦終了します。一貫して国を一つに、そして今後は傷んだ心、傷ついた心や体をヒーリングしていこうというような内容でした。 特にダウンタウンやホワイトハウスでも暴動が起こるんじゃないかというふうに懸念されていましたが、今のところはみんな、祝杯をあげるぐらいで暴動には至ってないということです。ニュースの続き、一応見てみましょう。
Vice President-elect Kamala Harris right there at his side.
Passionate reactions across the country and here in California.
これがカリフォルニアです。
Celebrating and protesting. Hello and welcome to the KTLA5 News at 6. I'm Courtney Creel.
And I'm Rick Chambers. Celebrations erupting in cities all across America tonight following this historic election.
ゲイメンバーたちもこのレインボーカラーの旗を上げて、祝ったり、これサンフランシスコとかかな。まだトランプ大統領はこの敗北を認めていませんが、270になったら当選ということだったのが290対214ということです。まだ2州で確実には選挙は終わって、投票は終わっていないんだけども、もうこれは当日当選確実ということで発表されているようです。46期次期大統領は46代目となるようですね。各州で、バイデン氏を祝うみんなが、喜んでいますが、これが副大統領になるカマラ・ハリスさんが、ジョギングしていた途中ではっきりと確実に当選したというのが分かって、ジョー・バイデンに電話する様子をビデオで映したようです。
Biden's granddaughter sharing a photo of the former vice president being embraced by his grandchildren after the race was called.
バイデン氏の孫たちが祝って写した写真なども公表されています。ペンシルバニアが一番激戦区と言われたところをクリアできたのも当選の一歩だったのではないかと、当選の理由だったのではないかと思います。ただトランプを支持していた人たちはこの事実を受け止められてないような感じで抗議のデモをしています。ルーディ・ジュリアーニ氏もがっくりとして、これは投票に、不義があったということを一貫してこちらの、トランプ大統領側は各州の最高裁に訴えかけていますが、今のところ却下されているようです。ただ各国のキャナダの大統領などからも祝福のメッセージが届いているようです。なので、あと2州の開票が終わったとしても、各候補のこの票の差というのは縮まらないということで、ジョー・バイデン氏が当選というふうに、確定されているようです。
announcement by President-elect Joe Biden just a few minutes ago. Let's show you some video from earlier. This was taken downtown when groups started growing at Pershing
とにかくダウンタウンやウエスト LA ロバートソンブルバードという、ロサンゼルス近郊の街の あらゆるところで、ジョー・バイデンが大統領に選ばれたというのを祝福する人たちで道路にまで溢れてしまっているようです。
their candidates, but a lot of cheering, a lot of peaceful groups here taking over the streets in West Hollywood, in Silver Lake, in Echo Park, as well as
至るところで車の、警笛が鳴らされ続けていて結構うるさい感じですが、暴動とかそれから、ルーティング盗みとかっていうのはなかったようで、みんなほっとしているようです。ウエストハリウッドはゲイの人たちがいっぱいいるところなんだけども、そこでもフラッグとレインボーの旗を振りかざしてみんなセレブレーションしています。ナイトスポットで有名なウエスト LA のウエストハリウッドの様子、みんなマスクはもちろんしているけども結構みんな集まってきています。
And more so on the sidewalks right now. The situation deteriorated about 30 minutes ago when a shirtless man started taking empty bottles that had been
30分前までは結構ピースフルな暴動だったのが、30分前にアルコールのボトルを誰かが投げたことによって、結構この暴動が危ない状況になってきているので、ポリスとかも集まってきているようです。前は、ちょっと前まではノンバイオレント、全然暴動とかも起こってなかったんだけども、今は暴動いつ起こってもいいような状況だそうです。
City, known for its large LGBT community, erupted with rainbow flags, American flags, and banners, and endless glaring
レズビアンやゲイたちのコミュニティで有名なウエストハリウッドでもこのように先ほども言ったようにレインボーのフラッグを上げて喜んでいます。彼女もレズビアンの一人だそうです。ジョー・バイデンは LGBT レズビアンゲイメンバーも、支持しているようなので、みんな他の国に行かなくてもいいのでほっとしてるというような内容のことを言ってます。みんなとにかくジャンプしたりとか、ダンスしたりとか喜びまくっている様子を伝えてます。それが夜になって少しちょっと危うい状況になってきているようです。シャンペーンボトルを男の人が道に投げたことがきっかけで少しちょっと様子がよくなくなっているようです。
And right now, there's no end in sight. Reporting live in West Hollywood, I'm Chris Wolf, KTLA 5 News.
Chris, thank you. Reaction to the results of this election has been passionate across the country, especially after such a challenging year. Take a look.
特にコロナ ウイルスが発生した今年はチャレンジの年だったということで、今までにない、異様なキャンペーンとなったということです。
Meantime, President Trump received markedly different reactions from crowds today after playing a round of golf in Virginia.
バージニアでトランプ氏はゴルフをしたんですけども、その後の様子ですね。
The president, as you can see here, was cheered by supporters as his motorcade left his golf club earlier today, but then a very different scene played out. As his motorcade approached the White House, he was welcomed home with boos and profanities from hundreds of people who were lining the sidewalks in Washington.
Sky 5 was overhead earlier today as hundreds of Trump supporters drove through Beverly Hills and Santa Monica. The large caravan started in Mission Viejo, where police estimate about 600 cars stretching about 3 miles drove through both counties.
And a similar show of support for the president at Huntington Beach, where a large crowd gathered there for a rally despite the rain that we had this morning.
今はトランプ支持のラリーです。
They also held those signs saying "Stop Biden and stealing the election."
トランプが言ってるように、選挙で投票を盗んだというふうな全く嘘の事実というものを主張しています。メディアも言ってるように、これはもう全く嘘の主張なので、ツイッターとかソーシャルメディアにトランプが上げた時も一時的に停止されたりとか、しているようです。それではそろそろお天気になったので、今回はこれでおしまいにします。